So you already meet the one requirement. You probably can't read it, but it says degree. All right, so that's the first requirement. Now, what's the next one? Basically, you have to live in a English-speaking country. And if you don't, now that's also fuzzy, because I have met people who have thick accents. I met this dude who's from Jamaica, which is an English-speaking island country. And he was, you know, his accent was thick. It was like, hey man, today we're gonna learn English, man. That's how he talked. And I don't know how he got a job. He's a nice guy, which is the next point. You have to be nice. You have to smile. You have to be Genki. Genki is like bubbly. It's like cutesy. It's like just overly excited about nothing. Genki. Now, if you have a trouble doing that, then you're gonna have trouble teaching, because sometimes you come to work and you don't want to work. You still got to teach. And sometimes the kids are bothersome, but you still got to teach. And when you feel that you can't teach, then you got to leave, because they're going to fire you and you're going to go home. So, so that's the next one. You got to be Genki. You got to be from an English-speaking country. And the last, I break it down to 3. The last one, you just have to apply. You know, you could sit there all day thinking about it, but until you apply, you're not going to get the job. You know, and you just can't do one or do the big companies. Do every company that you can find. If they have a school called Under the Rock, apply. If they have another one Under the Sea, then make sure you say hi to Ariel. Anyway, so apply to all the jobs you can, because, you know, maybe, well, if you want to come to Japan, then come, apply. All right, now, when you apply to Japan, the first thing that I would suggest to you is the minute, from the time you think you want to come to Japan. You know, you got the idea, you're like, I want to come to Japan. Well, I suggest, I am telling you, don't wait. I demand, now, I really believe that you should start studying Japanese now. So if you're like 15 years old and you want to go to Japan, start studying Japanese now. And if you just got the job and you're going to Japan next week, start studying now. Because the more Japanese you know, the better you will be. For example, so let me rephrase it. Do you need to know Japanese? No. Will the companies not hire you because you don't speak Japanese? No. But will you be able to enjoy Japan and all it has to offer if you don't speak Japanese? No. So yeah, you can be here and hang out with all the gaijins and all the English-speaking Japanese people, and you know, I know people, they've been here for 10 years, but you know, that's not really living. I like to be independent. I like to be able to go places without having to hold someone's hand. You know, I don't want to, please come with me and translate this. You know, I'd rather be like, eh. And I'll talk about that later, how to fake Japanese. Well, not fake it, but how to get by on the very minimum. But, so, about myself, I don't speak Japanese so well. But I did study Japanese for about 18 months intensively. That's like 3 hours a day for 4 days a week after teaching at school. So I can do a little something if I need to. I can call and be like, hey, I need my pizza. I can order pizza. I could get in a cab and tell them to go this way and go that way. That's like I'm not helpless. But with that being said, I couldn't go to, here's a simple example. I can't go to McDonald's and order a plain cheeseburger. I mean, I try and I try, and I always have trouble because it's not even it's the thing about Japanese and Japan. It's not all language; it's culture. So you can speak Japanese. That's what you get when you're reading in the books. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Like in when I was studying, it'd be like in the morning you say "Ohayo gozaimasu," and then in the afternoon you say "Konnichiwa," and at nighttime you say "Konbanwa." Right? So I went to my friend's house, and I walk in. I'm like "Konbanwa," and her mom was like "Konnichiwa," and I'm like, "How come are you saying Konnichiwa? It should be Konbanwa." And I told her it's in the book. And many times, in many situations, I said what was in the book, but in real life, it wasn't the case, So, it's important to, get the basics, and then when you get here, add to the basics or rearrange the basics. Now, when it comes to saying that you're fluent in Japanese, or you speak Japanese, or you're good at speaking in Japanese, there's actual tests. Now, I'm sorry, my numbers are fuzzy. They're fuzzy like a big fuzzy brown bear, But it's like this. The average 6-year-old Japanese kid knows about 1,000 kanji. 1,000. And then when they get to junior high school, 5,000, give or take. And then it just keeps going like that. So you might be proud of your 100 that you learned, but he knows 1,000. She knows 1,000. They're gonna, if you guys got into a fight over who's cooler, who knows more kanji, you would lose every time. So it helps, but if you're serious about it, you need to study. Now, moving along. All right, so you never left your country. You never been outside your state, just the ones that are close by. I'm not judging you. I never left my country. I mean, I've been to Jamaica and I've been to England when I was little, but I didn't travel so much. I'm from Pennsylvania, and I went to New York like 5 times. I just didn't travel. So, some things that helped me, right before I left, I was like, let me see here, what can I do? I rented Japanese movies, like The Seven Samurais. That's an old school one. Or ones with Jet Li and Jackie Chan, the old ones where they have subtitles and stuff. And I just watched them. And I absorbed what it was. It's still a movie, but it gets your mind ready for what you may encounter, what you could accept, or what you could expect to see. And it's a good way. It's free. It's like a little practice session, Like I would put the English, change it to Japanese, and then put the subtitles to English, and then kind of listen, but read along, and Okay, so that's just the introduction right there. We got more things to talk about. So, all right.
I had to be like everybody else before me, but now I see and I disagree. My life has endless possibilities. We love you, Tokyo, Japan. Tokidoki.